3, action. Good morning, or afternoon, or evening, or daylight savings time, because I'm including that. It's coming up soon, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's not like a time.
It's time to
like
me.
a time people are in.
It could be. We're going to make it a time.
Okay.
Anywho, Eric and Teresa here from Apartment B. We just finished up week 7 of full-time RV living.
Mm-hmm.
The only, I think, negative really this week is our door's broken. Our screen door, it's got like 3 hinges, and the bottom one, there's 2 screws, and they're stripped out. One has kind of been stripped out for a while.
It's been doing that, yeah.
So, but they're like completely gone now.
So we'll have to find a hardware store or something this week.
Which, where we were last week, there was not even a hardware store. There was like a general store.
There was a place that used to be a hardware store, and that's gone.
Yeah, it was closed. No nuts and bolts or anything. I couldn't find anything. So I just got to get a couple little nut and bolts to put through.
Their grocery store is called Lowe's.
It is called Lowe's.
But it's not the Lowe's you and I know.
So week 7 was our second week at Heron Lake State Park. Mm-hmm. Not Lake Heron. I keep wanting to say Lake Heron.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah. So Heron Lake State Park, New Mexico. It's kind of northern New Mexico.
That was our second New Mexico State Park.
Yeah.
Eric's longing for an RV park again because
I want a hot tub.
There were 0 amenities at Heron Lake, like not even a playground. So that was a rough week for Eric to keep her occupied.
Yeah, no playground is rough.
Yeah. So
and that was 2 weeks.
Park,
2 weeks, no playground. And there was a little town that had a playground nearby, but it was probably almost a half-an-hour drive.
Yeah, everything's really far up here in New Mexico, so...
We're finding that out about the state parks here, the ones we've stayed at so far anyways, which has only been 2. We're in our 3rd one right now.
Yeah.
But there's, like, from where you're staying in the campsite to the actual, like, entrance of the park is usually, like, a 15-minute drive, and then to wherever store you're going to is another 15, 20 minutes, depending on where you are, so...
Anyway, we did a review. Eric will do a campground review on Heron Lake and Santa Rosa Lake State Parks that we stayed at.
Yeah. And we're going to talk about the New Mexico State Park Pass, which we bought too. Mm-hmm. But that's going to be a separate video. We're going to just talk about some of the details. We didn't do a lot last week because there wasn't really a lot to do.
It was a nice week, though.
Yeah, it was kind of relaxing.
The way we're doing this isn't like a lot of people who do this. They move around a lot because they don't have to work, or they have jobs that they're more flexible. I don't know, but we don't have the ability to move around a ton or see a lot. But in a way, that's kind of how we want it anyway, because we want to go slow so we're not getting burned out.
Yeah.
And so we can just kind of really see an area that we're in. Even if we're kind of like, okay, we think we've seen it all. We just like to explore it, and sometimes we like to imagine living there or whatever. But
and she works like a 9 to 5, so it's like weekends are all we really have to really do, like, big trips or see really cool things that take a while. So like during the week, it's kind of, if we can do something within an hour, like with an hour time, we can do it.
Yeah.
But
we just kind of relax during the week in a way.
Yeah.
Other than the fact that I'm working, but on the weekends we pick 1 or 2 things to go do. And we just take our time. If we ever had a situation where I didn't have to work anymore, we could do a lot more exploring quicker. But this is working for us so far. I'm enjoying it still. So anyway, so when we were in Heron Lake the second week we were there last week, we didn't really do a whole lot. We did Brazos Cliffs, so we went back there.
We went back again.
We really thought it was beautiful, and Eric desperately wanted to feed those deer against my judgment and advisement.
You weren't that much against it. You were just...
I'm against it. But anyway.
But we were told by a local to do it. They said that all the people there feed them that live there, let alone, any tourists. So he was like, I'll bring a bag of potato chips back and come back. And so we went. We're going to have a video about that. We got some footage of the deer.
I think we could have probably gotten maybe berries or pumpkin
something
seeds,
healthy.
Healthy. I would have felt a little better about that. But anyway,
well, you could have bought deer feed if there was a store that sold.
We could have done that. Moving on, we also did because I just hate that topic. But I mean, it was cool. It was really cool to see them up close, and I couldn't believe how they just came right up to your window. But anyway, the second thing we did this weekend, yesterday, I guess, we went back to Chama so I could visit Chama, and we have a separate video basically on Brazos Cliffs in Chama. Cool place to go. I think it's definitely a busier area certain times of year.
Very seasonal.
Apparently it was busy while we were there. You just didn't really realize it because I think the people who are there now are there for hunting and fishing.
Hunting and fishing, yeah, right now.
So we left Heron Lake today for the next campground, and we found out from the park ranger at Heron Lake that, is it Skagging? What is it called? Snagging. Sorry, I'm just learning this term, obviously.
It's a fishing thing. You don't use a lure, you just use a hook, and you just rip fish out of the water with your hook.
So it's a season that each of the state parks here have. So Heron Lake...
Which is illegal in New York, to my knowledge. But
so maybe that's why I don't know about it. But anyway, New Mexico has different... Each of the state parks has different, like, seasons for it. So Heron Lake started November 1st. So we missed that. But the campground we're at now, it's full force.
It just started.
It is... This campground is busy.
Yeah, it is.
It's busy.
Yeah.
So we had a little trouble getting into our site.
Yeah, it's very tight. Well, it wasn't really as tight. It was more than a 90-degree angle that we had to back up into, and I didn't have a lot of room on the other side to like pull forward or anything. So pulling in, it was a little tight. It really isn't that tight width-wise. Just coming around the corner, we basically... I mean, it's a little more of a 90 the way you got to pull in, so it was really difficult backing in. Neighbors next door, they came out and they helped us, which was a lifesaver. Other than that, I don't know if I'd be able to get in. It was definitely tight, but we have full hookups for the next 2 weeks, so I guess it's kind of worth it. We are a little crooked too, so we are. I couldn't get it completely on the pavement, just the way the angle is. It's definitely made for a camper about 5 feet shorter than what I've got. But we got it in. It's close enough. So I've got 2 wheels just off the pavement on this side. I mean, like I said, the angle, I just couldn't crank it far enough to kind of pull it tighter to the other side. I'm sure if I really wiggled, I probably could have gotten it. But I was doing some Austin power moves as it was, sitting there going back and forth. But I got them on the leveler blocks, and we're still off a little bit. So it's a little crooked, and you feel a little drunk walking around. So it was tight.
We were really lucky. The people next to us, I had to ask them to move their car so we could have a little more room. And he's like, "I'll move it, but we'll help you guys." They were so nice.
Yeah,
thank God they were there.
A couple feet over this way more than I wanted to be. So we're kind of we're 1 on pavement, or 2 tires on pavement and 2 on gravel, and
it's a bit of a fun house feel. But
yeah, we feel a little drunk.
Life was like
we're really not that crooked. We're just a hair off, so we're
definitely not level.
But we've been perfectly level the past couple sites.
We're just glad we got into this site. I thought we were going to have to. It seems like we probably would have been able to have no problem getting another site, but it wouldn't have been full hookups. And we're trying to get full hookups whenever possible.
I'm a full hookups kind of gal.
Eric's job as a domestic engineer easier.
I don't like that term. I like house husband.
House husband.
I like to be
whatever
you call it.
Call it. Anyway, it's just an extra thing for him to have to worry about during the day while he's trying to deal with the toddler too. So it's just, if we can have one less thing, we try to. Yeah, so I don't have to dump gray tank like almost every day. But it seems that was a bit of a flaw this week, going with the full hookups over electric and water, only because there's a lot more sites that are just electric and water that might have been better. I think this is literally the worst and most difficult site to get into at this campground. Well, it's not the worst site. If we had a camper that was 4 feet shorter, no problem. I mean, it would have been tough getting in. Not tough, but it would have been a hell of a lot easier. Mm-hmm. So. But our camper is long. They said, the people next to us said the people who left before us had a much smaller camper, and it took them about an hour to get in. Yeah. Luckily, and we did it in probably about 25 minutes. But because and then unhooked after that. Those 2 guys and myself kind of keeping an eye on all corners of the camper to see where he was headed. So it was tough. Good job, Eric. Anyways, so that's really week 7. It's kind of uneventful. Week 7, we didn't do too much. We got a couple videos coming out that we did throughout week 7, showing you the deer and the train going out in Chama. Yeah, and Blythe really enjoyed the train, I think. Yeah, yeah, and we're at a new park, and this is our last one in New Mexico. Yeah, before we move out of the state for a while, but this next couple weeks, there's a lot on my New Mexico bucket list that I want to see. I don't know if we're going to get it all in, but it mainly consists of seeing ancient ruins, Anasazi ruins, and petroglyphs. Like, I'm dying to see that stuff. Which they're actually kind of not far from here too. Which is nice. Well, the nice thing about the campground we're at now is the campground, the rangers here were really
well. They're actually in the office too. There's people here.
This is obviously a much more traveled to campground. So they're more better staffed.
Santa Rosa and Heron Lake, there was
ghost town.
Yeah,
for park rangers.
You saw a park ranger drive around maybe once a day at the most,
but never at the visitor center.
No, really early in the morning they were at the visitor center, but like literally like from 8 till 8:15 they were at the visitor center. So.
Another long night ahead of us. But anyway, so for this next 2 weeks, hopefully we get to do at least one or two of the things I really want to do.
Yeah, like actually kind of cool touristy things.
Yeah, I want to see. I'll just tell you the places, and we'll see if we'll fill you in later on if we get to see them. But Chaco Canyon is like number one. I really want to see it. We do know that there is a long dirt road you have to take to get there, and it is literally an hour away from anything. So we'll see how that goes. And then Aztec Ruins. It's Anasazi Ruins, but it's called Aztec Ruins National Park because it's in Aztec, New Mexico. And then Mesa Verde, which we'll see which of those two we'll get to see. But I'm excited to see any one of them, really. So
yeah, we'll hopefully check those out.
Not Durango. Is it Durango? Is that where you wanted to go?
Well, Durango had another hot springs. That's why I was interested in Durango. I'm all about hot tubs. So, but I don't think we'll probably make it there. It's just
we'll see. Durango's kind of on the way to Mesa Verde, but it's just Mesa Verde is a day trip alone in itself. Yeah. So we'll see what we can do. I'm probably gonna take like one day off. I'll request one day off to do, so we're not cramming in too much. I know. If we did, like I said, if I didn't have to work, it'd be so easy to do everything you want to do in those 2 weeks. But,
we really have 2 days to do it in those 2 weeks.
Yeah, so. 2 days unless I take time off. So it's fine. We'll see what we can. We're still just loving being able to drive into these new areas.
Seeing different parts of the country. Even if we didn't get to see anything really like touristy, just being able to see different areas that's been really cool.
Yeah, I mean, we feel really lucky that we're able to do this. So.
Yeah. I mean, we never saw any desert or anything like that, and I think we can see like the bottom of the Rockies from here or something.
We gotta figure out what it is. We got really turned around when we came in here because the road. And
then I was checking on my compass on my phone, and it's like that way's north. No, now that way's north, and this way's north, and that way's south.
Figure it out, but you can see some really beautiful mountains in the distance with
and there's snow-capped mountains
over the top. It's gorgeous. Yeah. So it's really pretty here. Eric will Can you put in a couple photos of the lake here?
Yeah, I'll put in right in about 3, 2, 1.
They are. That's it. So anyway.
All right, yeah, so we're gonna get going, and I think she fell asleep, so we're probably gonna wake her up. She's gonna be really grouchy.
You don't want to be around for that.
Yeah, but anyway, so that was week 7. Week 8, hopefully we'll have some more cool stuff to see in the video, I guess, because there's not much to really show you here.
Well, today new sidebar. It's really, really windy.
Yeah, we left early today because there's 50-mile-an-hour gusts like this afternoon, and we got into the park
and they started
just as they started.
We got so lucky.
Yeah,
but we could have probably done something today. We could have even done,
because we're only 2 hours from the last park. We're not that far. So
yeah, but it's just too. I mean, it's windy and the air temperature is 50, but with that wind, it's cold. We put her winter coat on, so we're just gonna lay low today. So
yeah. So we will, again, see you next time. I was hoping this video would be a little shorter, but it's not.
Sorry, we rambled.
Yeah, we do that a lot. So, anywho, we will see you next time with week 8, and watch this week for a couple other little videos that we've done. I still have some from like Arkansas I gotta post, so they're coming out soon too.
I blame her.
Yeah, they're all done editing. I just gotta post them. So, but we will see you next time.
Bye, guys.
That wasn't a good one.
Eric, why do you always
need to get a good
bye guys?
Where's your bye guys?
I'm happy with that.
Sometimes you do it better than others.
Bye guys.
Yeah, still, it's a little weak. We'll try better next week.